Matthew chapter 7 and verse 16 or 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall be known. The Bible says we are known by the fruits that we bear. So what fruits are we bearing? Are we bearing gentleness? Are we bearing evilness? What are we bearing? What are the fruits that are talked about? Give me Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Let's see the fruits that the Bible is talking about. Because if you don't bear good fruit, Christ said he was going to cut you down. You're worth nothing. He was going to cut you down and cast you into the fire.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 13.
Verse 19.
Verse 19.
Read.
Now, the works of the flesh are manifested, which are these. Adultery.
This is the bad fruit. This is the corrupt fruit that is talked about in Matthew chapter 7. This is the corrupt fruit that is mentioned in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 17, 18. Read.
Fornication.
Fornication. Those are those sexual sins and idolatry. Those are those not being committed, especially committed to that which is righteous. Read.
Uncleanness.
Uncleanness. Read.
Lasciviousness.
Sexual sins. Lasciviousness. Sexual sins.
Idolatry.
Worshiping other gods. Worshiping birthdays. Worshiping Christmas. Sagittarius and Aries. Celebrating Halloween. Read.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft. Y'all into Wicca and things of that nature. Read.
Hatred. Variance.
Did you know magic is also witchcraft?
Yes, sir.
Magic is witchcraft.
That's right.
Read.
Emulation.
Emulation. I want to be like so-and-so to the end, but I'm going to take what so-and-so got. Read.
Wrath. Strife. Seditions. Heresy. Envyings. Envy.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Do you know who you are according to the Bible? Do you know what your nationality is according to the Bible? What's your nationality according to the Bible? So someone then shared with you once before. You grew up in the church? So check this out. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. You stopped going to church. You stopped going to church? You still go on Sundays? Why do you go on Sundays? Is it? Watch this. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. My name is Michael, man.
My name is Brother Benai.
Okay. What's your name, brother? E? All right, right on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
He says, now Israel, talking to you specifically, E, and talking to all these folks that we're preaching to. He says, now Israel, what does the Lord require of you? So God has a requirement. Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So the Bible tells us that we got to serve God with all our heart, with all our soul, right? Now you said that Sunday is the day of the Lord, correct? Now give me Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. Let's see if what you're saying is on point or no. All right? Here's Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. Read.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 3. 6 days shall work be done.
How many days shall work be done? 6 days. Read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
What day is the 7th day of the week? Every single week. What is the seventh day of the Saturday is the seventh day of the week. So then, why do we go to church on Sunday? We're not supposed to. We're supposed to keep the seventh day of the week. That's what we're supposed to do. Right? Read that on out.
And holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
So today is the Sabbath day. Now listen, you are an Israelite. You're so-called African American. You're an Israelite. African American is not doing what you are, right? The two partners, they so-called African Americans, they're Israelites as well. So this teaching that we're providing, this teaching is for all three of you guys. How do we know that you are an Israelite? We know because of the Bible. We know because of historical records. In the Bible, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, we're going to read that to you. Not just this one passage. There's multiple passages in the Bible. But in addition to multiple passages, there's historical records that reveal who we are. Right? How did our ancestors get here? On slave ships, right? Check this out. Listen to what this says. This is Moses writing this down in 1300 BC. Right? Read that. Hey.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68.
Read. This is how we know who the children of Israel are. Wherein this is one passage proving who the children of Israel are. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What's the word Egypt mean according to the Bible, Brother Benaiah?
Slavery, bondage, captivity.
How do we know that? Where is it written at for us?
Book of Exodus.
In the book of Exodus, chapter
20 and verse 2.
Verse 2, we get a definition for the word bondage, or the word Egypt. Let's see what the word Egypt means according to the Bible.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
Read.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt, comma.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So the word Egypt means bondage. The word Egypt means captivity. Read. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Hey, brother in the red, can you still hear us? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. Our ancestors got here on slave cargo ships. And all we got to do is look at the annals of history, the records of history, and we will see that only the Negro and the Native American experienced slavery via slave cargo ships.
That's right.
Only the Negro and Native American went into slavery on slave cargo ships. The Arabs can't say that. The Caucasians can't say that. The East Indians can't say that.
That's right.
No other race on the planet but the Negro and the Native Americans went into slavery on slave cargo ships. This is facts. These are not my opinions. And if you want to challenge me, then bring forth your documents.
That's right.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Bible says, and the Lord shall bring the children of Israel into slavery again with ships. On slave cargo ships. When did that start happening? 1492. 1492. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
The Bible says we would see our homeland, Jerusalem, no more again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And where those boats docked, and our ancestors got off the boats, the Bible says we will be sold to our friends.
Unto your enemies.
Unto our confidants.
unto your enemies.
The Bible says we will be sold to our enemies when those birds stop. So our ancestors were sold to enemies. Enemies of the Lord is what happened. Read.
For bond men,
Slave men,
and bond women,
slave women.
and no man shall buy you.
No one's going to save us out of the condition that we are in at that time period and 400 years later in this time period. No one's going to save us from being gunned down.
That's
no
right.
one's going to save us from having a knee in the back of our neck. Heck, they done such a number on us that we kill ourselves. We shoot our own self down.
That's right.
Such a number has been done on us. And so we are talking about what kind of tree are you? What kind of fruit do you bear? Do you bear good fruit or do you bear evil fruit according to the Bible? Let's see what kind of fruit we're talking about. Go back again to Galatians chapter 5 and verse 20, verse 19 and 20.
Galatians 5?
Yes, sir.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse Galatians chapter 5 and verse 13. 19, I'm sorry. Verse 19. Now, the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornicate.
These are the works of these are the evil fruits. These are fruits that are no good. Read on.
Fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft.